Guys and dolls. Got sweets in my mouth, sorry. Well, first bit of frost in Scotland this morning, but it's turned out a really nice day. Well, starting off as a really nice day, sun's just coming up. And it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. All good, everything's all good. Good sleep last night. Out with my boy. He likes his morning walk, so he does. Yeah, partner's still got the chesty cough. Bit concerning, you know, but doctors like her antibodies and that, so she's just taking the course of antibodies. Probably takes a few days to kick in. But yeah, all good, all good. News. The only thing really I want to talk about is that Kemi, this new Conservative leader that they're trying to bring in. I think personally it's a bit of a diversity hire. Don't get me wrong, she's probably an amazing woman. She's from Nigerian immigrant family, I think. Christian woman, you know. Well, fair play to her, like, doing so well in life. But I think the problem is nobody's told her. Told she'll never get in again. You know? And I know that. I know how the feel is. At the end of the day, the Tories let the country down. They started all this carry on with these illegals coming in. I mean, Labour's just taken off and throwing petrol on it by allowing even more coming in and, you know, making sure they definitely don't get kicked out now. But you got to remember, the Conservatives were the ones that kept everything quiet about the rape of our children, you know. I mean, we got thousands upon thousands of children that were abused, you know, by a certain demographic of men, and it was all kept quiet under the Tories, you know, because of who they were, you know what I mean? And I just think, like, it's unforgiving what they've done to this country. They've totally destroyed this country, you know. Conservatives that came before them be rolling in their graves right now to see what the Tories have done to this great nation, you know. Because the common thread is now that England's gone, you know. And there's talk of, like, an independence between Scotland and Ireland, with an invitation for anybody in England to come up that don't want to stay in England any longer, just like Russia's doing, what Putin's doing, you know. So there's a lot of talk about stuff like that, you know what I mean? Because it would break down so many barriers, especially in Ireland, you know. Imagine Northern Ireland and Ireland come together, and Scotland all come together as one united nation, you know. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know, it's a strange one, like, but it would be good in so many ways. But that's the way the nation's thinking right now. As far as everybody I know are concerned, and even down in England, it's gone. England's gone, you know. And it's heartbreaking. It really is. I spoke to a guy last night on the phone for a good wee while. And the things he was telling me were unbelievable, right? So, this is a story that he told me, right? So he's homeless. And he's went to the housing to get a house, or a flat, or a bedsit, or something, you know what I mean? And they kept saying to him, I will phone you. So he went back, and he was like, get fed up, and he's like, listen, man. He's like, see if an illegal immigrant comes into this country, are they not housed straight away? Yes, they're put up in hotels, yes. So why can't I get a house, he says. So the guy says, you're being racist. I don't want to deal with you anymore, you know what I mean? So when he gets home, he gets a phone call, and he thinks, oh yes, it's the housing, because it's the housing, he knows it's the housing. Oh yes, this will be them phoning me to tell me about the house. It was a manager, right, that phoned up and said to him, there's been a complaint about you being racist. So the guy said to him, this is what I said. If illegal immigrants come into this country, do they get housed straight away? The guy goes, yes. He goes, well, that's all I'm saying, you know. Do you know what the guy turned around and said to him? He goes, I could give you a house right this minute, but I'm not going to. You're just going to have to wait for a phone call, and hung up on him, you know. And in this housing, I know, and this is a hard one, and it's not being racist, but this is how he feels, and this is the common thread to communities. Everybody working in the housing, they're Muslims. Women with headscarves and everything on, telling him that he can't get a house, you know, and it's really difficult, really, really difficult. And that was when he started his activism, and his name's Captain Britain, right? And he's only been doing this for like 4 months, and you want to see the following he's picking up on X and on what do you call it? Come here, boy. Come on over here. Come here. Come on, son. Boy, come on. Come on, son. Let's go. Here. Come on, boy. Come on. Come on, boy. Come on. Come on, boy. Sorry, there's a van coming. So that's how he started his activism. And I was thinking to myself after the phone call, how many other young men have started that way, you know? And it's a common thread now, you know what I mean? Because they're all getting jobs in the government and council, you know? They're getting hired because they're Muslims, you know? And it's almost like the local council who are run by, like there's another Muslim leader, council leader, is banning bonfire night. You know, that's a tradition that we've had for years. And they're saying, oh, we're cancelling bonfire night because of funding. But yet they have their Eid and they have all their Muslim dues and, you know, Pakistanis come out and do all their dancing. And it goes on for days in some cases. And they shut down whole city centres. You've seen what it's like in London, you know. So this is what the government are doing. This is why people are feeling the way they're feeling. They're creating hatred. So they are. Because no matter what way you look at it, if you were born and bred in this country and you're sitting there homeless and you're getting told by people with headscarves on that there's no housing available, you know. So basically that guy would be better going to France, coming here on a boat and saying that he's, you know, pretend he can't speak English, and he would get a house. He would get a hotel room straight away. Now, is that not mental? We have soldiers, ex-soldiers, living on our streets when these men, evil, nasty, horrible criminals that are getting kicked out of other countries and told to come here and not to come back to their own countries because they're that bad. They're being released from prisons in different countries around the world and sent to this country. Because they know once they come here, they'll never get kicked out again. And the other governments know that. And that's why we've got 1,000 odd coming in a day. A day. And then our birth rates. Have you seen the for the first time ever, we've got more people dying than we have getting born. Never before has that ever happened. This is the first, you know. And then you've got to wonder about certain things, you know. I can't go into it, you know. I'll just get... My video will get taken down. I'll get an hour warning. But sometimes I think the government are doing things to make sure we disappear quickly, you know. That's what I think, you know what I mean? The word replacement is getting shouted about quite a lot. And, you know, at first I thought, nah, surely not. But, you know, I'm quite sure all yous are starting to feel that way as well. But yeah, that's the way forward, guys. An independent Scotland and an independent Ireland coming together as one union, you know. No, and I'll tell you another thing. Sinn Fein in Ireland have totally let their people down. Now they're doing what the Protestants and the Loyalists have been trying to do for years. You know, think about it. This is what I said to a Republican the other day. He was talking to me about it and going, he's absolutely disgusted with Sinn Féin. He can't believe what they're doing. I mean, they're coming onto their conference and starting by speaking Arabic. Swear to God, this is Sinn Féin. They're actually starting their conferences by saying Shalom Alaikum, blah, 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 whatever it is they say. You've seen our police officers doing it. Mental. Absolutely mental. So that's starting to tell you what direction England's going in when you see senior police officers coming out and starting their statements with whatever it is. I'm not even going to try and say it because I'm just making a hash of it, you know what I mean? And I don't want to offend any moderate Muslims, you know what I mean? Because it's not right, you know. I've got nothing against Muslims, guys, you know. I'm not here to hate anybody. I'm just here to bring facts, you know. That's all. Just facts. You know, and I speak to moderate Muslims, you know what I mean? And they never want me to ever mention them or anything like that because they're really, really scared, you know. And they're as shocked as we are because they came to this country for refuge and the freedoms of speech and the freedoms not to wear headscarves. And now we've got all these extremists coming in and forcing them in their own areas to cover up. So they've left other countries to get away from that, and now our government are bringing them men from them other countries into this country, but they're now telling the moderate Muslims to behave in a way that fits their criteria. So Sharia law, and we already know the Sharia law, Sharia courts are popping up all over the country. I've already mentioned that, you know. Yeah, it's quite bad. Things are really bad. But Sinn Fein, this is what I said to the Republican guy. See if my side started behaving like that and talking about and like behaving when you see the damage that's being done to the women and children and the signs that are going up in these areas in Ireland warning women not to go out unaccompanied at night. I've never seen anything like that in my life. Never seen anything, especially not in Ireland, you know. Ireland are very proud people. And then you've got Sinn Fein, totally up for it. They want more in. They bring as many as in, they're saying. And the Irish people are dumbfounded by this. So what I said to this Republican guy, I said to him, you know what? See if my side started behaving like that, I would come to your side, you know. So what's happening now is we are getting Republicans coming to our side, not to join us in any campaigns, but to support us in our way forward and keeping our streets safe because they've been failed by the Sinn Fein. So Sinn Fein will be finished. Sinn Fein will be no longer. Just give it time, guys. Watch the space. You know, the Irish people are so angry that they've been let down. But Sinn Fein, you got to remember, are connected to the Irish Republican Army. And the Irish Republican Army were training with the PLO, the Palestinian Liberation Organisation, back in the 80s. The IRA were going over there to the training camps and learning how to use Semtex and weapons and all the rest of it. And then they were coming back here and blowing up our British Army and our police and all sorts, you know. And so that's where the connection is. This is why Sinn Féin are getting on like this. They can't leave the past behind. In their heads, they're still in some sort of mad conflict, and the people don't want it. Ireland and Northern Ireland has been at peace for nearly 20 years now, guys. You know, it's like 1996, 97. You know, was a Good Friday Agreement when everything, you know, the prisoners got released and complete cessation of violence from all paramilitary organisations. But yet Sinn Féin are still pushing this Palestinian rhetoric, you know. Even after Hamas went in and done all them horrific things to them children and pregnant women and all the rest of it, you know, Sinn Féin are still standing there bigging up these people, you know. And that's not going to end well for them, you know. But listen, I'm not here to protect Sinn Féin or give them any advice, you know. Hell mend them, that's all I'm going to say. But guys, I'm going to keep it short. It's just a wee morning video. It's really cold. I've no gloves on. My hands are fucking freezing, man. They're always really cold, so they are. So that's, like I say, it's just a wee short one. I will bring one out this afternoon, and a wee bit of a longer one for my dedicated followers that like my long videos. And yeah, so just say good morning. Everything's going well with the smoking. I've got my wee sweeties, and really hard still. Really, really, really hard. I got to sleep last night, which was good. Up really early this morning, I think about 5:30, 6. But, you know, felt fresh, felt alright. Made a cup of tea, you know. Sat outside for a while with the dogs and that. You know, felt alright, you know what I mean? Felt good. You know, it's just that constant missing something, you needing something, you know. There's something that you need all the time. It's, you know, and it's like, oh, it's not nice. It's really not nice. I'm really unhappy, you know. Obviously my mum died of lung cancer, you know, and my mum was a smoker. And like back in the day, the government were promoting it. They were advertising it. The snooker advertised it. The football advertised it. The darts advertised it. It was on every billboard. Every film you watched, they were all lighting up and smoking. And it, oh, you know, it was like, oh, that looks good. And that was our government done that to us, you know what I mean? Told us that we had to smoke just because they could make money from it. You know, they didn't care. And this is the thing. It seems to be the constant thing through life, that we're being told to do things that aren't bad, that are bad for us. Like, we're encouraged to drink. Our young or can't wait till they're 18 to go to the pub to have a drink, and they're poisoning themselves. Alcohol is poison. We now know that. You know, people that I see, my mates, and constantly with sore heads and constantly down and constantly looking forward to the weekend to have a drink, and then they have that drink at the weekend and they're all happy and this is the best life ever, woohoo! And then Sunday comes, Monday comes, hangover, you know, the body doesn't like it. It's okay, it's trying to get rid of the alcohol in the body system, you know. And it's not until you leave alcohol alone that you look back and you think, wow, your body's trying to tell you how bad the stuff is with the hangovers that you get, and you still carry on doing it. But it's not until you stop drinking, completely stop drinking, that you realise all this, and you realise that you do not need alcohol in your life. And it's an absolutely amazing feeling, having that freedom, because socially you've been programmed that alcohol is good and you must drink alcohol. We constantly see advertisements and films, and like you've got the Rover's Return. Is it in East, no, the Queen Vic in East End? There's a Rover Return in Coronation Street, and the wood, is it the Woodpeck or something in Emmerdale? I know that's because of the jail, guys. You know what I mean? When you're in the jail, you watch these things for some reason. Everybody does, you know. And obviously the TVs got brought in, and that was it, man. All the shouting out the windows stopped, all the cracking and the laugh stopped. Everybody's just sitting watching TV, and that's the way they wanted it. The Screws wanted it that way. That's why they brought the TVs in, to keep everybody quiet, stop everybody misbehaving. And it worked, you know. Everybody's in their cells. Even at rec, sometimes you don't even see people come out for association to play a game of snooker. Oh, EastEnders is on there, Emmerdale's starting. These are hardened criminals, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's the way it is, you know. But yeah, I think a lot of guys, when they go to prison and they leave when they don't touch alcohol, then they start to feel the benefits of it, and they realise, you know, not everybody, you know what I mean, but it didn't work for me. I still came out and had a drink and that, you know what I mean. But nah, teetotal. Absolutely wouldn't touch it again. Never touch another drop again in my life. Don't see the point. I don't even enjoy it anymore. You know what I mean? I've tried to have a pint with my mates, you know, and a couple of, I'm like, oh, this is horrible. And like, I was a vodka and Coke man. I loved Smirnoff. That's all I ever used to drink was Smirnoff and Coca-Cola. And it had to be Smirnoff and it had to be Coca-Cola out of a can, you know. And now I try it, and it's like my body's trying to bring it back up again. So yeah, something really bad about it. Maybe it's the psychology in my head, because I know how bad the stuff is now, that my body's trying to reject it without me really realising it. God knows, like. But listen, guys, I'm gonna love and leave yous. Get the boy back. Go and get another wee hot cup of tea into me. My hands are frozen. You can see that, like, they're almost fucking pink, you know. But I've had that all my life. If I had a penny for every time somebody said cold hands, warm heart, I'd be a millionaire. But listen, guys, happy Thursday to you all, and I'll come back with a wee video later on this afternoon, or in the evening, around 4, 5, 6 o'clock-ish. Okay, guys? God bless you all. Thank you very much again. Take care of yourselves.